Is this mini machine polisher worth spending your hard-earned money on? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Hi, so welcome back, and if this is your first time here to this channel, my name is Matt and we do more than just reviews here. We do full detailing videos, we do tips and tricks, and also some how-tos as well. So if any of that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button now so you don't miss any future videos. With that quick plug out of the way, we're just going to quickly talk today about the SPTA Nano Machine Polisher. It's the budget alternative to a lot of the big brands, and we're just going to be talking about if we think this is worth buying basically with your hard-earned cash in 2021. So first and foremost then, this is not a paid review. SPTA don't know I've got this. I've purchased this myself out of my own pocket, and I got this from Amazon, so we'll just quickly touch on that now. These I've seen on eBay retail for about £210, and you get this and a whole bunch of other bits and bobs, and I'll show you the accessory bundle in just a moment. I got this off Amazon for £170. I believe in some of the Facebook groups they say you can get it if you're lucky for about £150. Now, compared to some of the bigger brand names, should we say, you're looking at like well over £300 some of those. So that's what we're looking at today. Is cheaper always worse, or in some cases it better, just as good, or what? Before we get too far into it, I just want to let you know I have not used any of the bigger brands, so I can't really compare this to them. I can only tell you my thoughts on this, any limitations and all of that good stuff. So yeah, we're going to be looking at this today. So this is a DA and rotary in one. If I just show you this here, there's got a head. You just take this head off, that makes it a DA, so random orbital. It's a 9mm throw. Take that off and you just turn it into a nice rotary, which is ideal for really tight areas where you don't want any throw. You know, you just want it to spin nicely. So that's really good that you can switch between a DA and a rotary. Just takes like a minute, 2 minutes just to take this off, and the pads are interchangeable, or should I say the backing plates. It's the same backing plate whether you're in DA or rotary mode. So as I just touched on a moment ago, then it's got a 9mm throw when it's in the DA mode, and power wise it's 1000 to 7000 RPM, which is controlled by a couple of buttons just here, and we'll touch on that in a sec. Of course it's cordless as well, powered with a 12 volt 2000 milliamp hour battery here. This will see you for about 45 to 60 minutes running time, and the charging time is 45 minutes, so you're not really going to be running this for a full 45 minutes straight. So once you've killed one battery, you can put it on charge, use a second, and before you even finish with a second battery, the first one's going to be on charge. But I don't know, maybe in your case you might go through two, but I use one battery over the course of a weekend on a car. Like I said, you're not going to be using this constantly. It's going to be between badges and intricate areas. That's the idea of this. So onto the form factor and ergonomics of this then. As I say, I've not used any of the competition products. I don't know if this is shorter or longer than some of the long neck ones and short neck ones, but it's quite a nice length on that as well.
That's what she said.
It's quite a weighty product, and it's nice and easy to grip. You can use this with one hand, you can get two hands on it. It depends how big, obviously, your hands are. It's got a couple of mouldings here as well for your, obviously, fingers to grab, so you can just hold it there and use it one-handed if you wish. Yeah, you don't feel like you're struggling to grip it or anything like that. It's not too big, it's not too small. That is, I don't know, maybe 12 inches long, 15, something like that. So just give you an idea of the length, and as I say, it's not too weighty either. To get the battery out, literally two tabs on the side, and it just pulls out as simple as that, and you can't really get it wrong going back in. Goes in one direction only. So as we talked about a moment ago, you control the speed with the buttons, and we'll just bring it in. You've got the toggle switch here, turn that on and off, and then buttons just here. So bear with me a sec, you will hear the motor spool up. Got a clear indication, and then turn it up, down to increase the speed. Now, the only thing I'd say here is I want the plus and minus swapping around. That's just me. Having the plus on the left seems counterintuitive. Possibly same with the on-off switch. To me is that backwards, but that's just me being really picky there. Maybe as well, like on your rotary machine polishers and your DAs, your full-size ones, you have a dial to really fine-tune the speed, so you don't have to go from 1 to 2 to 3. You might have 3 or 4 clicks and steps in between that. Be nice to have a dial on this, and when you do turn it off, it will automatically start back up at 1. So If we get our finger to number 4, turn that off, back on, you're back at number 1 again. So it will always start back at the slowest speed again, which I suppose is a good thing, just in case you forgot what it was on last. But sometimes when you just picked it up and you know you want it back on speed 4 again, it'd be nice to just have a soft start motor on there, but that's just me being extremely picky. So for £170 or however much you manage to pick this up for, you do get it as quite a kit, and it comes in this nice handy storage case as well. And inside, this is how it's presented to you. So obviously space for the polisher up here, spare battery and charger. We have a 2-inch backing plate here as well, and I just leave the 1-inch backing plate on. And here we've got several foam pads. So we've got like 3 green, yellow and blue, and then a bunch of microfiber and wool pads. I've pretty much just used the blue ones on the Porsche a couple of weeks ago. I think they're nearly the firmest. No, the green's the firmest. I think the blue's the middle, and yellow is the softest pad. And then we have the same up here as well in a 1-inch form as well. So, and you can use any other pads as well. So if you've got your favorite pads from your favorite suppliers, you can cut those down. You can, a good tip from, I think it was Miranda Detailing I was watching, was you can buy a stamp to cut out pads in a 1-inch diameter. So if you've got a favorite pad from someone else and you're getting towards the end of the life but it's still got a little bit of use, you can stamp that out, and yeah, you've got the hook and loop system on the back and it'll just velcro onto the backing plates. Or as I say, you can just buy some alternative pads should you wish. But so far these ones have done me rather well. As I say, I used it on the Porsche a few weeks ago, and I'll put a link to that video just up there now if you're interested in that. Also, I forgot to mention, it does come with a couple of extension bars as well. I think they're 1-inch and 3-inch bars, which again makes it just a little bit easier to get into those tight areas under the mirrors, under spoilers, or in my case it was the rear engine cover of the Porsche. I couldn't quite get the machine polisher to it properly, so I had to put a bar on there, and yeah, to get it over the wing basically. One thing I will mention is, especially when you've got the extension bars on, it does stall quite easy, and that's one thing that I do see people complain about with this machine polisher, is that it stalls a lot. Is that a fault of the machine polisher, or is that just you needing to learn to use it? So for me, I was just practicing on the headlights and the wing mirror, and yeah, I was stalling it a fair bit. I was putting a bit too much downwards pressure on it, and yeah, it would cause the machine polisher to stall. And as I said, it's sent easier to stall it when you had the extra bar on, and for whatever reason, the extra length, although you're not moving it outwards, you're moving it down, it made it easier to stall. It didn't make sense, but that's what was happening. So it's just a case of you needing to know how to use it, and don't apply too much pressure. Let the machine do the work. If it means you can't put as much pressure down as you'd like to, you might just have to work it a little bit longer. So yeah, I don't really see that as a downside. It's just more of a user behavior. You have to just, yeah, think about what you're using. As I say, you're not going to be using this for a full detail. You're just going to be using it on intricate areas. As I said, those key parts under the mirrors, under spoilers, rear engine covers, just really fiddly areas. That's where you're going to use it, and around any badge work, such as the Porsche lettering. The 1-inch pads fit perfectly between that. But yeah, it's more, think about what you're using, think about the tool, what it is, and work with those limitations in mind. So we started this video then asking the question, is this machine polisher worth buying in 2021? And for me, I've been umming and ahhing for near enough 2 years about getting a Nano machine polisher, mainly just for my car, and I just thought it wasn't really worth it. But on that one job alone on that Porsche, yes, definitely. So if you've got just one car that you're going to need to use it on, it is definitely worth it. So otherwise you're going to be hand polishing, and that hand polishing might take you 4 times as long as what that's going to do. It's going to save you a lot of time, and you know you're going to do a much better job using it. And I can see me using this on a lot more details now. There's been times where I've kind of struggled with a 3-inch pad on a DA, or as I say, I've had to hand polish, and I kind of do wish I bought this a lot sooner. So yeah, if you're umming and ahhing, as I said, you can pick this up for £170. It's about half the price of the big names, and for £170, yeah, you're gonna sort of save that back in your own time easily over the first year. Even if you're a driveway enthusiast, you know, it's going to make you want to polish your wheels and want to get into those little intricate areas. Maybe polish the inside of your door jambs and inside the bonnet and boot shuts. you know, areas you never thought that you needed to polish, but maybe because you couldn't polish them before, this is going to let you get into that a lot easier. So yeah, in my opinion, it's definitely worth buying. It is definitely not a bad buy at all. So I'll leave a link below to Amazon where you can buy that from, and full disclosure, it is an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything, but we get a little bit of kickback from that should you choose to go ahead and buy one, and I hope you do. I really appreciate it, and it will help out the channel. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have, make sure you click the subscribe button just here now. Also, don't forget to check us out on Instagram at DetailandWorldOfficial, and we'll also put a couple of videos here and here that we think you'll enjoy, and we'll see you in the next video.